Hello, and welcome back to my channel.
In this video, I'm going to be talking about number one, the myths that bind us to sticking to a routine, even though it doesn't always serve us. Number two, creating results without a routine and how to effectively do so. Number three, the consequence of being so routine driven. Hey, I'm Nicole, your flow-based life and business coach, and I'm here to help you elevate your life in all ways. On this channel, I post weekly videos on helping you, the everyday woman, step into her most authentic, powerful self. If you're new here today, hello and welcome to my space. Don't forget to hit the notification button if you like what you see. Let's get into today's video. So I wanted to talk about this topic because, let's be real, I feel like we live in a world that really prioritizes routine and structure and scaling everything because it is very, very masculine oriented. We live in a society that really emphasizes the need to be highly productive and to produce a lot of things in a short amount of time. And so it makes sense why we develop standards that tell us that the only way to get to success or the only way to create happiness and fulfillment is to have a structure, to have a routine, to be really rigid. But as you know, I am a flow-based life and business coach for high-functioning women, and I help them to tap into their being and into their body as a way to actually activate more efficiency, more results, more ease in their life while creating phenomenal results, both in life and business. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this topic because I'm basically that girl who used to literally have a schedule for everything. I used to have a Google Calendar filled to the brim, minute to minute, hour to hour, where everything was scheduled to a T. And at the time, I think I did a really good job at convincing myself that this was how I was going to create my successful and abundant life. And I told myself things like,
it'll get easier later, I just need to work hard now.
Or
it'll eventually become less stressful if I can just stay on top of this.
And I think this is a lie that we all kind of have told ourselves before, and we know it never works out that way. In fact, what happened as I began to build my business and as I began to fill my life with more things, I actually became even more controlling and had more of a need to schedule and micro-plan everything. And it actually created more anxiety for me than it did control. And that's the whole illusion with this whole needing everything to be scalable, needing everything to be systemized and to be scheduled. That's the illusion. It gives you the illusion that you have control or some level of it. And in reality, you actually don't. It actually makes you feel less in control because you realize that, damn, you've got so little time and so many things to do. And it also forces you to think in a very linear way, using your own knowledge versus allowing life, universe, spontaneity, opportunities, miracles to happen. It keeps you boxed in into a way of thinking and perceiving the world as if you are the person who gets to control how things work. And as you know with life, that's not how it is. Life will just chuck a bunch of lemons and you're gonna have to be forced to make lemonade or figure it out. And what I found as I became such a routine girly and so obsessed with being a routine girly was that I just got overwhelmed all the time. I constantly felt like I was feeling behind. I constantly felt like I was chasing something that was never really ever able to be mine. And I was never fulfilled or satisfied. I was always thinking about what was coming next or what had just happened and really struggling to be in the present. And everything I have just said is the prime example of somebody who's incredibly in their masculine and unable to be in their feminine. And this is exactly how I found myself in a place where I had built a great business, but it wasn't a business that I loved. I had time freedom and all these amazing things, but I did not actually feel free. And so I wanted to share this topic because I personally used to see the world through the lens of
Everything must be productive
and
don't waste your time
and
doing nothing is a waste of time and slowing down is unproductive.
I used to view the world in this lens and I no longer do that. And the work that I had to do internally to actually be this person now who can be and exist without having to stress about time or needing to to fill my schedule up with things in order to feel good enough or productive, while also being able to work with my own flow and allow myself to grow and to evolve and to have opportunities come up. In order for me to get to this place, there was so much inner work that I had to do. And I want to invite you to consider that maybe there is another way to do life that isn't just to do it by the book, by the schedule, by the hour, by the minute. Everything I'm going to share with you from a place of love, because of course, everything you do right now is a byproduct of everything you've ever known. So there's no real reason why you would do anything else unless you knew that it was available for you and you knew that it was an option or somebody showed you. And so take this as your invitation, as from me, your abundance bestie, for how to do things differently, especially if you were like me and you're feeling exhausted by the constant need to micromanage and plan everything all the time. And you just don't want to live life that way. You don't want to run your business that way, you know? Do you ever just feel like there is so much to do and yet you don't know why the heck you do it all? Like, I hit that existential point many times. And looking back now, I think it was because I had run myself down to the ground and I had micro-scheduled everything in my life to a T, to the point where I was just like, what is the point of life? If it's just to do all these things and I don't want to do all these things, what's the point of life? Like, I think that is such a common experience. And again, for my productivity girlies, the queens who really love to be on top of everything, this is gonna really challenge you, because I think we kind of take some level of fulfillment, validation, and gratification from having ticked off a bunch of things. And I say this all the time, especially with like, you know, the 5 a.m. girlies and the 5 a.m. rule and how everybody wants to be a morning person, but in reality, not everybody's design is to be a morning person. And I need you to become so self-aware and so conscious of your own design and your own energy flow so that you can design your routine and your life according to you and your energy blueprint, the way that you're designed, instead of trying to work against yourself and trying to fit yourself into this cookie cutter box that society said is the standard for success. Just because that masculine, you know, male model of a successful figure who made lots of money, who built his business doing it, just because he hustled and he woke up at 4 a.m. every single morning and went to the gym at 4 a.m. Like, just because he did that and he got successful with it doesn't mean that that's the exact blueprint that you need to follow. And I think it's really interesting as well that we often glorify stories of males and people who adapt, even females who adapted to a masculine approach of achieving success. We glorify this in our society and in the media and in all the marketing we consume as if it's the only freaking way. But it's not. There are many women, many men who have created success, who have created millions of dollars just allowing the ebb and flow of their energy to actually lead them, and leading into intuition, leading into feminine qualities like mindfulness, and not micro-scheduling everything, not having to wake up at 4 a.m. if that wasn't for them. Like, these are some of the qualities that have also created successful businesses and million-dollar empires and lifestyles that we all aspire for. And yet, the only material we are shown, the only ones that are glorified in our society today are the ones that are hustly, pushy, gotta hustle and grind and do it all at once and don't sleep until you're dead, and all this like kind of stuff that just doesn't serve us. What I need you to catch today is this one thing. If there's anything you walk away with, it's this. It's that you are a human being, not a human doing. You're called a human being for a reason. You're not a human doing because you're not here to do. You're here to be. And that's what I want to speak into your soul today, because there is another path to success. And if you let yourself have it, let yourself be open to experiencing creating success and wealth in this way, then you will actually access it and doesn't have to look all hustly and nasty.
If you want to take your abundance to another level, I want to help you.
I'm a life and business coach for women who want to step into their next level by activating wealth from the inside out. To help you take your first step to unlocking true abundance and your aligned potential, I'm giving you free resources, workshops, and masterclasses that you can access on demand right now. Check out www.nicoleconception.co/free-resources to get your hands on it. For more videos like this, check out the other playlists and series I have on this channel, and don't forget to hit subscribe to be notified whenever I drop a new video. And if you're more of the podcast type, check out Freedom in Flow, where I dive even deeper into the concepts that will help you create less hustle and more flow, abundance, and alignment in your life and business. Now, if you're a reader, you'll want to subscribe to my email list for unfiltered, honest, and most importantly, applicable life upgrades. Now, don't be a stranger. Connect with me on Instagram and TikTok and send me a message. I love getting to know you and your story. It's why I do this. Okay, my lovely, that's all for now. I'll see you soon. Signing off, Nicole. Number 4, I'm going to teach you a new way to think about self-care routines. Number 5, replace the need for a routine with this one thing instead.